Welcome to 1201 Integer Exponents and Scientific Notation. Today we are going to cover properties of exponents and working on examples involving with the properties of exponents. Right now we're going to review on the properties of exponents, but we already covered this in chapter 4, so you need like an in-depth review of what we did in the previous chapter. Just go to the beginning of chapter 4. Now, the first property is that when you're multiplying with the same base, you're going to add the exponent. So x to the a times x to the b power will equal x to the power of a plus b. Now in the second property is when you're dividing same base, and what I forgot to mention that same base could be same variables or same numbers, so those two applies to our variables or numbers or both at the same time. When they're dividing, we're going to subtract the exponents from top minus bottom. So it's going to be x with my top exponent a minus my b exponent. Now be very careful is when you're subtracting and you have negative exponents, so make sure to follow the order top minus bottom. Now when you have a base with an exponent that's being raised by another exponent, which is just like this, meaning if you have an exponent inside and outside of parentheses, what you're going to do is you're simply going to multiply the exponent together. So when it's x to the a being raised to the b power, it simply means x to the power of a times b. Now in the next one, this right here is a 0. So any bases being raised to the 0 power simply will become 1. So again, anything that's being raised to the 0 power will equal to 1 or become 1. Now, in the last two parts here involves with negative exponents. So let's take a look at the first part here. In my numerator, I have x to the a times z to the negative c power over y to the b power. Now, when you have anything that involves with a negative exponent, what you're going to do is move it to the opposite side. So as you can see, it's in the numerator, the top. I'm going to move it to the opposite, which is at the bottom, the denominator. As you can see here, it's moved to the bottom, and the c exponent becomes positive. So if it's at the top, move it to the bottom. So numerator to the denominator. Now over here, we have x to the a over y to the b power z to the negative c. So what's different from the previous part is that now z to the negative c is at the bottom in the denominator. If you want to convert to a positive exponent, you need to move it to the opposite, in this case to the numerator, to the top. So once you move it to the opposite side, it becomes a positive exponent. So here we have x to the a times z to the c power over y over b power. Now these properties will help out because in your final answer you cannot have a negative exponent.